Hello. There is an ancient and mystical technique to getting so much of the 11 plus right. Put your glasses on. And there is an even more ancient and strange, miraculous thing. It's called read the instructions. So, a number of words or punctuation points have been removed from the text, right, here's the text, and placed in a word bank. Aha, right, let's scroll down a bit. Here's our word bank. Use the list to fill in the blanks in the text. Notice how slowly I was doing it. Now the next thing to do, which always definitely helps, is to read this. It will help. The crow and the picture. Don't worry at this stage if you're not sure what a picture is. A crow's the big blackbird. And it will probably be able to work it out. Now, one thing before we go any further, and I'll read it out to you, you'll notice we've got 1 to 12 questions, but this doesn't look like 12, does it? It's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. So we don't need to use all of these words. Some of these are tricks. Now, let's have a little look. I'll just read the whole thing. You never know, something might leap out immediately. The crow, with thirst, saw and, hoping to find water, again, notice how slowly, and hoping to find water, it flew to it with delight. When he reached it, he discovered to his grief that it contained so little water that he could not get at it. He tried everything he could think of to the water, but all his efforts were in vain. At last he as many stones as he could, dropped them one by one with his into the pitcher, until he the water within his reach and saved his life. Necessity is the of invention. Oh, well, I know that one. Necessity is the mother of invention. So should we write that one in first? Mother. And that's got rid of that one. Necessity is the mother of invention. So let's just put that's L, isn't it? Right, now. Off we go. Now be prepared to make mistakes. That's the thing with these. Give it your best shot as you go through, and then sort of, as you trundle around, decide to change things. A crow with thirst. Now, what would you do with thirst? Died with thirst? No, you die of thirst, wasn't it? Let's just have a look at our word bank. Badly, full stop, comma, not least because it's handy to have a look at the word bank as you go. Carry, picture, thus, reach, collected. The crow collected with thirst, no. Wing, bought with thirst, no. Beak, brought, perishing. A crow perishing with thirst saw here we are. So I reckon that's perishing. And what letter was that? That was E. Do be careful with these. It's very easy to write down the wrong letter with thirst. Saw Now that's A. We're looking for a noun. It's got to saw a picture. And hope. Oh, look at this. This is good. Can you see? Let's change our colours. We've got picture and picture. But the story was the crow and the picture. A picture is like a pretty picture. Of a flower, say. There's a pretty picture. A picture is a... I didn't realise it would go off. Let's get rid of that. A picture, I'm going to tell you now anyway, is a sort of a jug. Like that for carrying water. It looks more like an angel, doesn't it? Right, so a crow saw a picture, because it was going to be a thing. It's not a mother, unlikely to see a wing. It didn't make sense, did it? Saw a beak, could be, and hoping to find water, flew to it with delight. You're not going to fly to a beak to hope. So we're going to write picture there. Now, the thing with these Cloze tests is it's a combination of comprehension, vocabulary, spelling, and the other one, punctuation. So it's a way of shoving it all in together because you can't be bothered to split it up. So a crow perishing with thirst saw a pitcher and hoping to find water, it's because water had been in it, flew to it with delight. Whoa, I found some water. When he reached it, he discovered to his grief that it contained so little water that he could not... I think we just want a comma there. I don't think we need a word there at all, do we? So I'm going to put a comma in there, and I'm going to assume that's... Here we are. Okay. And when he reached it, he discovered to his grief that it contained so little water he could not get at it. Now, that doesn't feel comfortable. So let's work this out. What are we looking for? Get. That's a verb. You do it. I get the clean screen. I get my rat. Look. Ooh. So get. So if it's going to describe the verb, it's got to be an adverb. Now, for the sake of the 11 plus, that ends with ly, which is a rubbish way to do it, but you know. So let's see, are there any words with, here we've got ly. So we've got badly, let's try that. Containing so little water that he could not badly get at it. Doesn't make sense. Let's have a look. No. Oh, possibly. Let's try that one. He tried so little water he could not possibly get at it. Yes, let's write it in. Possibly. And what letter was that? O. Get at it. It doesn't mean anything. I think that's a full stop. Let's try that one. F. Oh, yeah, and that makes sense because it's followed by a full stop, isn't it? Couldn't get at it. He tried everything he could think of to the water. I think that's going to be a verb. To something. We're going to do something, aren't we? To carry the water. But his efforts were in vain. Why would he carry it? He would carry the pitcher but not the water. To reach the water. Oh, that makes sense, doesn't it? Or to board the water. No, to reach the water. Well, you would try everything you could to reach the water, but his efforts were in vain. Means he couldn't do it. At last, he, as many stones as he could. Let's have a look. He's going to do something with those, isn't it? He did something. Let's try. Oh, we've got bought and brought here. He brought. Bought is when you buy it. Well, he's not going to buy anything. So let's try N. Not altogether happy with this, but he brought as many stones as he could and dropped them as he could reach. Did we not have? We've had reach, haven't we? And where's he going to reach them from? I'm not. Nope. So we've got. Perhaps I should have put a line through that. As he could. Oh, carry. Look at this one over here. Carry. Right. And what letter was that? That was P, wasn't it? So at last he brought as many stones as he could carry and dropped them one by one with his into the picture. Beak, because it's something, isn't it? With his beak and or wing. No, you can't with a wing pick things up and drop it in, can you? So it's got to be beak. We were lucky first time round. Into the picture. Until the water within his reach. Until he badly carry, thus reach, collected wing. Oh, I think I can see what we've done. We've got until he brought, the water within his reach and saved his life. Collected, saved his hand. Oh, thus, there we are. That's the problem with one. And thus saved his life. Now, we can't have two broughts. So this one, let's reassess this one. At last he collected. Always be prepared to change things, because you almost certainly will. There will be words that will work in a couple of places but will work best in others. But certainly you wouldn't say until he collected the water within his reach. So at last he collected as many stones as he could carry, and dropped them one by one with his beak into the pitcher until he brought the water within his reach, and thus saved his life. Necessity is the mother of invention. Right, I think we've filled that in. I think now we just need to give it one final check. Always check. A crow, perishing with thirst, saw a pitcher, and hoping to find water, flew to it with delight. When he reached it, he discovered to his grief that it contained so little water that he could not possibly get at it. He tried everything he could think of to reach the water, but all his efforts were in vain. At last he collected as many stones as he could carry, and dropped them one by one with his beak into the pitcher until he brought the water within his reach, and thus saved his life. Necessity is the mother of invention. That, my darlings, is how you work the questions. Thank you.